Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Shai, I'm the Shaliach at the Poses JCC of Northern Virginia, and today I'm going to teach you how to make my shakshuka. What do we need for my shakshuka? One big onion, the bigger the better. Garlic, put a lot of it in. 2 large or medium, very ripe tomatoes. I also add mushrooms, black olives, mozzarella cheese, and of course, we should not forget the eggs. I put about 5-6 of them depending on the size of the dish. And a little bit of seasoning with paprika, salt, pepper, basil, and I use the olive oil for the pan. What do we do with all that? I'll show you in a second. First things first, put on some good cooking music. So, what I did was chop the onions, or slice the onion. I chopped the garlic, I diced the tomatoes and the mushrooms, also the black olives, and I'm ready. Now I have my lovely pan over there, and I'm waiting for my olive oil to heat up. One of my ways to check if it's hot enough, I take one of the slices of onion, I put it in there gently, and I see if it starts to bubble around it. That's how I know the oil's good enough. I'll give it a few more seconds. It's bubbling! So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all of the onion and just toss it in there in the pan. And kind of play with it a little bit. I'm putting the onions first. Where's my thingy? I'm putting the onions first, let them kind of start cooking a little bit, then I add the garlic. If I put the garlic in too fast, it burns. So my goal is to get the onions a little bit see-through. When they start to go through the process, then I add the garlic. Let's see them. See, I'm working the onions here. We still got a little bit more to that. I'm going to add the garlic in a second. The smell is starting to get good just from the onions. Amazing. It's time for the garlic. All of it goes in. And I toss it all together. Now these are going to start cooking and all that, and then we're going to cook more and more. I'm going to add the tomatoes in. I just toss them in, and then I sprinkle a little bit of salt and sugar on top of it to take out the moisture and to spread the juice of the tomato in the pan and to make the tomatoes very soft. So those were the tomatoes. Here's my salt. A pinch of sugar. Don't need much more than that. I'm going to show you what it looks like before I put the cover on. Just like this. And I'm going to put the lid on our pan. So every once in a while I'm going to check on the tomatoes and see if they get soft. One of my tricks is to add a little bit of water to it, to the entire mix, to keep everything from burning, but also to add the liquids. So just a teeny bit of water, and let's let it sit a little bit more. Okay, and my tomatoes are soft. Let me show you what they look like now. Oh, very, very soft. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my mushrooms. The only role they have is to kind of give it more body and thickness to the shakshuka. Yep. Paprika, I put in around half a spoon, like a big spoon. Salt, pepper, and some basil. It's better to have fresh basil. I didn't have the fresh, so I'm taking the dry basil and I'm adding it to the mix. Mix it all up. I'm sorry for you that you can't smell it. Another thing you can add for this specific shakshuka that I'm making is oregano, if you have some. I don't. Woo, look at the seam. So I'm putting all that, and I'm spacing it out flat. Now I'm going to make small holes, and in each hole I'm going to put down an egg. Just break it in there, break it and leave it. Kind of sunny side up style, and in the small dimples or holes in the sauce. So as I said, make a small hole. Break it in there. That's one.
That's a two. We got the three. I can play around, move them a little bit if I need more space. Almost done. One more egg.
Let me show you what it looks like from the top. Yummy. Now let it sit. So for regular shakshuka, you just let the eggs sit right now until they are cooked completely. Turn the fire a bit lower so don't burn anything and everything. So I let them sit for about 30 seconds, and then what I do is add a bit more seasoning on top. Then I add the olives and the mozzarella, and what I get is a pizza shakshuka, right? Let me show you how I do it. Add a little bit more salt. A little basil on top. I got it. I need to mix it up a bit, move it around. Okay, some paprika. And now I take the olives and just spread them around like a pizza. And the mozzarella doing the same thing. Show you what it looks like. Take you all the way on top. And now, let it cook. Shh. Be very, very quiet. Because the shakshuka is all ready to be consumed. Yes, this is my pizza shakshuka. And I'm going to have it for dinner now. Thank you for joining me. And you can write in the comments and let me know how yours turned out.